Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745. Looks like we're going to go to Stalingrad, 1942 here for the next mission. Stalingrad is a very interesting thing, battle situation. It was actually a fairly minor city, named after obviously Stalin, Man of Steel. It was a fairly new city, unlike Leningrad was old St. Petersburg renamed. This was sort of a newly built city with his name. And the Germans and also the Soviets in their propaganda really became fixated because of the name on the location. When the Germans arrived, there was definitely a Soviet presence there. It wasn't huge, but it was there. And the Germans immediately poured into the town to try to fight it, and they were on a long logistic shoestring by the time they got there. Well, back up a little bit. A lot of people have presumed the Stalingrad, leading up to the Stalingrad, the sort of summer offensive down there, was a lot of inconsequential, nothing fights. Well, there's been some recent research, and I haven't read it, but I've seen some seminar footage about it, that there was some pretty hard fighting leading up to this that happened pretty quick, wasn't a big stalemate, and hardly got noticed by the German historians, post-war. And so it wasn't talked a lot about. So it wasn't just a purely cakewalk up to Stalingrad, but there was not major battles. So I can see the German viewpoint that, hey, we're just reached Stalingrad, let's just push into it. The Soviets are collapsing, we can just push a little bit harder and we'll get there. Obviously that was a mistake, and in 2020 hindsight we can clearly say it was a mistake, at least I can. Was there a moment that they should have noticed that there isn't a huge amount of infrastructure, there isn't a huge amount of importance to this city, and trying to push into it to try to capture it that way wasn't a very good necessary goal, because, and comes from some of my training, once you move into an urban environment, it becomes very dense. It's three-dimensional, it's very close, you need lots and lots of troops to control it well. Just a few troops can tie up many more, especially if they're being on the defensive. And so your frontage of what would be a battalion or two now becomes divisions. So you're pouring divisions into this city. And the Soviets, even at fewer numbers in the early days of Stalingrad, could hold up against that. What the Germans should have done was, once they got their toes wet and realized that the city isn't just going to be falling, they should have immediately halted offensive action in the city and either withdrawn some of the troops or shifted the newly arriving troops to quickly surround the city, cross, I think it's the Volga River, on the far side, and isolate the city, and then push into it, because they had the maneuverability with motorization. They had the firepower to overwhelm the Soviets in the local region at the very beginning of Stalingrad. And had they done that, they would have cut off resupply, reinforcements, replacements, all of that into the Soviets, and then you could have fought into the center of the city and taken it all well before the Soviet winter counteroffensive. So yes, the Soviets could still do a winter counteroffensive, but you wouldn't have had all of the German units, the better ones, taking significant losses fighting in that city, and they wouldn't be concentrated there to then be surrounded. They would have been able to spread back out and react to the counteroffensive that the Soviets did that crushed the Romanian and Italian armies that were poised on the outside holding the line. And I believe, this is speculation here, that they could have dealt a crushing blow to the Soviet counteroffensive. But at a minimum, they would have blunted that counteroffensive and be able to have done a reasonably ordered withdrawal without any major pocket. So that's my take on the post-war.
Stalingrad, 1942. German forces, having reduced the city to rubble in a massive aerial bombardment, meet with heavy resistance as the Soviet Red Army throws its entire force into the defense of Stalingrad. In the chaos of constant warfare, battle lines have dissolved. The ruins of the city have been divided up into hardpoints surrounded by no man's land. The German tactical advantage of the mechanized blitzkrieg and its coordinated infantry and tank attacks is rendered useless in the concentrated street fighting. Threatened with execution if they retreat, the Soviet troops have no choice but to push forward into the bloodbath.
Vasily, take second squad and repair the field phone wire. I'll clear these buildings with first squad and meet you on the other side. Go!
Well, the SVT again is nice.
It's an empty fire!
Smoke. We're gonna low crawl across here now that we can see. They can be randomly shooting at us. I guess this is what I would be doing if I was in that real-world situation.
Alexander, get to cover! Move!
Crazy zombies are.
Sowjetische Truppen! Bei der kaputten Mauer! Enemy infantry! Around that broken wall! Over to the west!
I'm gonna do stupid things, but
Enemy grenade! Der kaputten Mauer! Sanitäter! Enemy infantry! On the far side of the smashed wall! Open fire! Germans! On the far side of the smashed wall! Over to the west! Einen hat's erwischt! It's the Germans! On the first floor! Open fire! Look out! Enemy grenade! Stop! Knallt sie auf!
Germans! Up on the second floor! Left side!
Ich glaub, selbst die Russen wurde dem Bumm aus den Knochen genommen!
Kommt ja! Army Warrior!
Ich hab einen! Ich hab einen! Er braucht Hilfe! Er wurde getroffen! Kaufmann! Schnell! Deckung geben! Ich muss nachladen! In der Nähe der Sandsäcke! Erledigt die Russen! Bei mir bleiben! Kommunisten! Neben den Sandsäcken! Anja! Und mich!
Okay, I'm with you!
Grenade! Take cover! The Germans are moving in the open! Hey, Fritz! We'll throw you out in the spring! Enemy infantry! Other side of the sandbags! Up front! Die Truppen konzentrieren!
Enemy infantry! Near the sandbags! On our left flank!
Hey, Truppen! Angriff! Hinter uns!
oh well, I died.
Germans! Line up sandbags! Open fire!
That's the best thing about these games. You're
Feindliche Infanterie bei den Sandsäcken!
Better you than me, fascist!
I'm out of grenades.
Stick with me!
I will be right behind you, comrade!
Okay, we're back to the cup machine. That scared me a little bit.
Enemy infantry! Ground floor! Left side!
Let's shoot him.
Enemy infantry! On the first floor! Right side! Sowjetische Truppen! Im Erdgeschoss! Töte die Kommunisten! Verliert mich, Faschist! Meier! Deckung! Gegen Deckung!
Left side!
Oh, I guess along here.
Use your grenades! Follow me!
I will be right behind you, Tavares! Enemy infantry! Other side of the crates! Over to the south!
Potato masher, run!
Fascists! Other side of the crates! Over to the south!
Yeah, that was just spray and pray.
Feuer auf die Gruppen konzentrieren!
I got one! I got one!
Kommunisten! Bei den Vorratskisten! Geradeaus! On me!
Okay, I'm with you!
Killed him! The enemy! Breaking from cover!
Feindliche Infanterie! Neben den Sandsäcken! Geradeaus! Enemy down!
Los jetzt!
That was on my guys.
Enemy infantry! Behind the supply crates! Kill those fascists!
Kommunisten! Neben Deckung! Russische Granate!
Follow me! Enemy infantry! By the supply crates! The enemy
Yeah, that
down!
That was a good one.
Honorable soldiers of the Soviet Red Army, you have nothing to fear from surrender.
Einer erwischt!
Weiter feuern! Ja, nicht so schwer zu töten!
This is the moment that you wish to surrender. You will then receive hospital and medical attention. Once the war has ended, you will
Vorsicht,
return.
high second brake.
To the southeast!
You still want to operate it in short bursts. It's designed to have all of the rounds, like, work like a shotgun, and have all the rounds impact all at once. Get one of my guys. Taking the long way around, I think.
Kommunisten! Neben den Sandsäcken! Zu unserer Linken!
Still heading towards the right. No, I think I should have gone that way. Yeah, no, you guys are good to follow me. Back out the windows here.
Enemy infantry! On the side of this handbag! Up front! Neumann, schnell! Deckung geben! Ich muss nachladen!
Mann am Boden!
It's the fascists! On the side of this handbag! Up front! That's what these fascists to worry about! Er braucht Hilfe! Er wurde getroffen! Enemy grenade!
Far forward. Grenade.
Das macht es uns beiden leichter! Schulter! Deckung!
Okay.
Die Deckung!
Use that. Reload. Right.
Neumann, schnell! Deckung geben! Ich muss nachladen! Follow me! Sanitäter! Knock it out!
Yeah, it would help not to have to shoot in your back.
Mach in Deckung!
Open this place and shoot down here.
Zur Hölle! In Deckung gehen! Los! Sanitäter!
Reichmann! Brauche Deckung! Lade nach!
German grenades! Move! Und wir gewinnen und verlieren! Wir gewinnen! Mach Deckung! Lade nach! Oh, wir sind viel zu dicht!
Stacked up on. Ammo and such.
Alexei, take cover! Wir brauchen Sperrfeuer! Was ist los? Hast du die Hose voll?
We're reading you loud and clear, Comrade Козлов. Well done. Wait. Hold on a moment. Ребята, они прорвались там! Да! Немцы прорвались! Hands spotted approaching your sector! Hands goes by!
Killed him!
Dima, get to cover! Move!
Eine sowjetische Granate! In Deckung! Bewegung! Auf Deckung! Hilfe! Er wurde getroffen! Granatenangriff! In Deckung!
Look out! Enemy grenade!
Auf Deckung! Lade nach!
Mann am Boden!
Alright! Cover! Find some cover!
Sanitäter!
Auf die sowjetischen Bastarde feuern! Oleg,
Trying
cover
to
me!
be
I'm
smart about my
reloading!
maneuvers here.
Feuer! Bei mir bleiben! Feindliche Infanterie!
How does it feel today on the Russian front?
Look out! Enemy grenade! Enemy infantry! Wir hit the broken wall! Hilfe! Er wurde getroffen!
Panzer II, really? Stalingrad. Yay! We took out the Panzer II in 1942. Really, people? Panzer II in 1942 and Stalingrad? I don't think so. Okay, let's see if we can escape. We're gonna end this episode here. We'll be back with another one shortly.